Alright, before we get this episode started, after you watch this, if you enjoy it, please remember to subscribe, like, comment, and share. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video and my channel. A big thank you to you for that. Now, here's this week's episode. Hey, hi everybody. It's September 12th, about 10 a.m. and I'm headed out to recover my trail cameras. This Saturday on the 14th is opening of bow season and turkey season. So I want to get my trail cams out of the woods, and there's one little area I want to explore. So we're going to do a little bit of recon in an area that I discovered. Didn't really get back there, saw a path back there, saw aerial overview that it looks like there's an opening in there. So I'm going to get in there and check that out and pick up the 2 trail cams. And we'll see what's been moving around for the last couple of weeks. So we'll catch you out in the woods. We're on the trail, on the way in to pick up the trail cams. And then, like I said, we're going to scout, do a little recon on one area that I haven't looked at. So we're going to further expand our knowledge of this 255-acre public hunting land. We'll keep you informed if we find anything, any sign or anything interesting to report. So stick with us. What I wanted to report was coming down here off the main trail. Looks like I would have to say ATV tracks going into that open area. Okay, more human activity. Coming up on the first water hole right here. I'm gonna look for we got one small deer hoof right there. One hoof print on that side. I don't see nothing else. No activity right here. No prints. It's fresher water. It's not as stagnant. Must have rained up here recently. There's another little pool. Okay. Nothing around the water hole that's recent that I can see here. Huh. Strange compared to what we used to have here. So there's the dead tree. Here's the little bit of a water hole. And there's the tree pushed off to the side. There's the top of it there. So somebody came in, and I'm going to check that out there. It looks like they might have cut it. But first let's go through here and see if we see any. There's one hoof print. They're few and far in between. What we got over here? Anything? Nothing. Man, this is unusual to say the least. Oh, they just dragged it over somehow. I think this is where I was crossing the last time I was here. Crossed over this right here because that was laying across the trail. I'm looking for a strap mark. Maybe they had a strap on here, bark's all off, and they somehow, with an ATV or something, maybe dragged it, because this is kind of open. Alright, now this area, this trail, another firebreak trail, this is well matted down. A lot of vehicular activity, and it's laying both ways, I guess. Here's that water hole. See if we got any activity around here. See if we got any hoof prints. Tire tracks we've been picking up. I'm not seeing any current sign of any deer standing around here drinking out of the water hole. So now, just like 2 weeks ago, deer sign is almost non-existent. I've noticed human ATV and truck traffic already.
and I'm only about 100 yards down the main trail. Now, I was still yet to discover why all this increase in human activity occurred and just how it would alter my upcoming fall bow hunt.
At any rate, here's my first trail cam. It looks undisturbed, so let's get this one off and packed up to head back home, and then we'll go get the next one. Well, we had 68 pictures on the one here by this water hole, and like I said, looking for deer sign here, very little. I think too much human activity here with, you can see here how this is all packed down from vehicular traffic. So we're on our way to get the second trail cam we got set up out here. And as we're going out, if we run across anything interesting to videotape and let you know about, or any sign, anything like that, we'll get you back on camera, so stick with us. Well, here's that one spot of clover and tall grasses, and it doesn't look like anything's been disturbed, like they've been in here feeding it all. Just a small little area here, nice big clover and that, and doesn't appear to be any deer activity in there. So alright, let's keep heading in for our other trail cam. I will report on one thing. The gnats, or no-see-ums, they're terrible. Turkey feather. Turkeys are moving through the area. Cool. Turkey sign. Here's the mock rub that I set up here by scraping. And we put buck urine in. We're going to add more buck urine in there right now. And the camera is back there. So it's still here. There it is. So let's get this trail cam recovered. These gnats are terrible. So, holy crap. Anyways, we've got the Tinks Trophy Buck urine. Again, I'm not pushing any brand name product. It's buck urine, period. I look for the stuff that's on sale and just use it. Call me cheap, whatever. As far as I'm concerned, there may be some that are better, but I have experienced success using a variety of buck and doe urines by the various product makers, so I just buy what's on sale when I happen to be purchasing it. So. But we're going to refresh this scrape here with some buck urine right now. Alright, we are done recovering the trail cams, and we refreshed that mock scrape with some buck urine. So next on the agenda is a little bit of recon scouting in an area that I haven't been in before, that I found through seeing a path last time out here and looking at aerial views. It looks like there's an open area, so we want to get in there and scout that out today. And then we're going to call it a day. Now, I don't hunt September, and this is this is part of the reason why these no-see-ums are just terrible out here. I'll be out here probably early October at the earliest. A lot of tire tracks in here too. More human activity than deer. So stick with us, and we'll document and keep you informed about anything we see as far as activity, signs, anything unusual, so you can follow along with me as I try to shorten my learning curve on this public land 255 acre parcel. So stick with us. This is the turn out into that big open area out in there, and again, I can see well-traveled vehicular movement along these trails. let's, this is the little opening that I saw, but you can see here, this is pretty much undisturbed. I'm not really seeing maybe a little bit of a trail right here. You can see the bushes as they separate here compared to how solid it is here. See how it's separated there? So, yeah, this is a definite trail here. Definite trail there. Let me get off that trail. Okay, well, we got a sign here. That may tell me something. This is that open area that I spotted, and this is a definite animal trail here. Yeah, a definite animal trail. Wildlife restoration. Pittman Roberts project funded by your purchase of hunting equipment and license. So, yeah, okay. This is pretty dense in here though. A lot of growth in here. And I don't see any human activity in here. But I gotta look at it. I'll definitely be back out here early spring when all this growth is down, and we'll be able to move through this area a lot easier and see if it's a possible area to be hunting. Now, the fact that I can see this growth, that there isn't any human activity here or much human activity, I don't see signs of it, that could be a big plus for next season's hunt. So yeah, I definitely want to get out here in early spring, maybe even in winter, get my snowshoes on and do a cabin check and then hike out here and check this out. And we'll get down, let's get way back in there and see what's going on back in there. So I know the further I go west, there's a lake out there, there's homesteads in that area, so I'd like to see how far west I can go. And then yeah, I was planning on spending more time here, but like I said, this isn't real. I don't want to put a lot of human scent in here, and it doesn't look like it's been disturbed by a lot of human activity, so let's keep it that way. We'll check this out in late winter, spring. We'll get in here and get a good scouting done in here, but this is very promising. I'm happy with this. The fact that we didn't see a lot of human activity. Let's get out of here and let's see what this stand of pine trees looks like for possible hunting. See if we see any sign in here. This is nice because there isn't a lot of low growth. I mean, the closer you get to the trail, it's encroaching, but look at this out here. Not a lot of low growth. I'm going to kind of do a Z pattern walk through here, and I'm looking for any type of deer or turkey sign in this area, so we can add this to our database of knowledge on this parcel of land. So I'm real happy about checking that out. I'm sorry I couldn't get out there now. Oh, check this out right here is nice. This could attract deer. You got low growth grass right here. This would be a nice spot right here, even for turkey hunting. You could set yourself up against one of these trees, and from a standpoint of turkey hunting, not a bad area. Not a bad area. All right. Like I said, we're discovering some good stuff. So yeah, I like that spot right there. I could set up. I got good camel behind me. I've got a wide enough tree, a double tree there to kind of protect me. If on public land, if anybody would be shooting from behind me. And yeah. A lot of green grass growth in here. So, alright, stick with us. we're continuing our scouting of this pine forest area. Okay, this is definitely a scratching. It's an older one. It doesn't look fresh, it looks a little dried out, but you can see how this was pulled back here. Turkey, deer, and here's another one here. Here. To me, this is turkey. They're looking for grubs in that around down trees. There's another one there. We got another one over here. You can see how this is piled up way back here. Yeah, we've had turkeys in here scratching. What do we got over here? We got more over here. Yep, they were in here scratching all over, right in this area. Right there's some more. Yeah, I think it's time to start getting a notebook about these areas. Here's a bunch of scratchings in here. This is definitely turkey. These are dried out. These are older. They're all in this area. You can see it right there. Right there. They were digging in there. Now, which way did they go and which way did they come from? Looks like they came right down this. Got some more here, possibly. Yep. Yeah, got some more scratchings right there. That one almost looks a little fresher. It looks a little not as dried out right there. So, looks like they're coming this way or going this way. This is their travel route. Let's stay on the turkey travel route and see what we find here. Yeah, there's a lot of turkey sign in these woods right here. Pulled back this way, going that way, made the turn going that way. Now the one thing that would be really nice to confirm, I'm 99.9% sure that those are turkey scratchings, but it would be nice to see some droppings or some feathers. So I'm going to double check this immediate area a little closer, look for droppings and feathers, just to get another check on the confirmation list that this is turkey. I want to tell you why I'm 99.9% sure that these are turkey scratchings is with a buck, if they're doing this with their hooves, they've got that couple of little points. You're definitely going to see some grooves from deer hoofs. But turkeys are opportunistic feeders. They're omnivorous. They will eat some sort of protein meat, as bugs, snakes, and they will eat grain and that. So that's why I'm thinking, and I'm 99.9% confident that these are all turkey scratchings and not deer, all in this area here. We're going to continue our Z pattern through here looking for additional sign. So stick with us. All right, deer droppings. Just a small grouping, probably doe. They're individual pellets, not clumped together. So we do have some deer activity here too. Okay, more turkey sign. Scratching here. Again, older stuff, it's dried out. Pulled back in this direction here. Pulled back in that direction there. On that side of the tree too. Over here, pulled back. Let's get around this. Take a look at these from this side. Yeah, this looks a little fresher. It's not as dried out. Pulled back. Look at the diggings in here. They were in here looking for grubs. Over here too. Digging right here. A lot of turkey activity in this area. That's some bigger scat. That's definitely deer. That's a buck. Now see, it's kind of like pellets that are clumped together. And it's relatively fresh. Yeah, that's relatively fresh. That's a buck. That's buck scat here. Well, so far I'm pretty well pleased with this recon mission here on this property in this area. From the amount of animal sign and bird sign that I'm seeing here, I don't think there's a lot of human activity in this area. We're starting to put pieces of the puzzle together, and we're shrinking that learning curve all the time. So it's around noon, and I'm just walking out here on this vehicle trail, the fire lane. There, we picked up both trail cams. One had like 68, the other one had maybe 38 or 58 or something. I got about 100 videos. Stick with us. We'll keep you informed as we head back to the truck. Check this out in the middle of the woods. That is a dead frog. So, what the heck is a frog doing out here in the middle of 255-acre woodland? There's got to be a bigger source of water other than those little drinking ponds that are washouts from ATVs and truck traffic on the trails. There's got to be something, a swampy area around here someplace. But he didn't make it. He got run over by a truck here on the trail. So, told you guys, anything interesting, I'm going to let you know about it. Okay, so as I'm heading out, back to the truck, what did I learn today? I learned that there was a lot of human traffic on the fire lane trails, and I saw a lot less deer sign at the, what I like to call the watering holes on these trails, the washouts from the tires that hold water. But then when I got further south, southwest, into some new areas that I was scouting, I noticed less human trail activity and a lot more animal and bird activity, and by bird activity I mean turkey activity. So
now, as I was driving back to the lake cabin, I couldn't wait to review my last trail cam data before the start of the fall whitetail bow season. And I couldn't help but wonder if the opening up of the on-road ATV routes was allowing more ATV access to the trail system on this 255-acre public use land. And was that a factor in the drastic reduction in the amount of whitetail activity this late summer and fall? But even with that thought, at this time, I still didn't know what exactly was behind the increase in the human activity. So let's dive into a look at my last trail cam data. Now, whitetail activity dropped off considerably on my trail cam data intel from the July 30th through the August 20th time period. And even though my number one target list buck, Tall Tines, didn't show up on the trail cam during this last short 15 days of trail cam intel, a new buck showed up at the waterhole area. This one I named the Wide 8. He was definitely added to my target list. And an old friend from my original target list, the 5x4 9-point buck, showed up multiple times near the waterhole trail cam area. And as far as I was concerned, the potential to harvest a trophy-sized buck was still on the table. Plus, there were some big body does for a chance to fill the freezer.
Now, two factors would make me modify my fall whitetail bow season undertakings.
Number one was finding out that my insurance company would not grant me any further extensions on my cabin repair from last year's spring discovery of a roof ice dam damage to my roof and interior ceiling, walls, and flooring from the water damage. All cabin work would have to be completed by the year's end in order to receive the last of the approved funds for repair. Now, the only contractor I could find with an opening to do this interior work had some supply issues on other jobs, thus pushing his scheduled future work out into next year. So by August, I knew all the interior repair work would have to be done by me, and I'd have to complete it before the end of the year.
Now, even with this new development, I figured I could still get out on a fall bow season, albeit on a reduced schedule, like maybe hunting 1 or 2 days a week and then using 5 or 6 days to be working on the cabin repair. Hey, at least I'd be able to do a little bow hunting this fall. So I resigned myself to do what I gotta do.
Now, during my preseason scouting sessions, I noticed an increase in vehicle traffic on the major fire break trails, and also noticed ATV traffic off these trails and into the wooded area. But up till now, I had no idea what was causing all this additional human activity on this public hunting 255-acre parcel.
Now, after contacting the DNR, I found out that the increase in the vehicle activity in this area was due to pre-logging activity by the DNR as they went in and started selecting certain trees for harvest, and that the logging operation would begin late September, early October, and it would last through the end of the year at the end of December. Well, there goes my fall bow hunting season. Even after I resigned myself to the fact that I'd be able to at least get out there on a limited basis, heck, it doesn't matter now. Just like I said before, it just didn't matter no matter what my decision was because of the logging operations. But now I'll be able to concentrate 100% working on the repair of the cabin and getting it done before the end of the year so I can get my insurance check.
With my continued focus on finishing up the cabin repair work, it was December 22nd before I got a chance to drive by the 255-acre public hunting grounds and check out what the DNR Forestry Department had done. Now, it looked like the harvest was completed, but they still had some equipment in the woods. And you could see that the fire break trails were widened out, and there still was some stacked timber sitting on the ground waiting to be picked up. All my time scouting and gathering trail cam intel didn't pay off for this season. A missed opportunity at some quality bucks and big does. Now, if I knew earlier about the upcoming DNR timber harvest, I could have scouted out another area for my reduced hunting schedule. Hey, but that's hunting public land. The learning curve continues. But because of my 20 plus years of video archives, I'll be able to put out 2 flashback fall bow hunts, one from 2020 and one from 2021. So stick with us for your fall bow hunting video fix. Now, be sure to join us on our next episode as we take a flashback trip to October of 2021 and join RO360 team members Kevin Pitzel and Clint Benson on a successful fall bow hunt and a nice 8-point buck harvest.
As always, hey, thanks for tuning in and watching, and we'll catch you on the next Rapant Outdoors 360's outdoor adventure. See you then. Feel free to comment below, or if you don't want to comment in the public eye, we can also be reached at rapantoutdoors360@gmail.com. Now, if you know somebody you think might enjoy this video series, please feel free to go ahead and share this video or this link with your friend. And as always, whether you fish or hunt, remember, practice CCR. Catch, conserve, replenish. Make sure that that resource is available for future generations. See you next time, guys.